Secret Handshake Productions presents 221B, Adventures of the Baker Street Irregulars. Episode 2, The Search for Rupert.
Morning, you lot. Keeping warm, I hope.
Yes, Mrs. Hudson. Thank you.
Do Holmes and Watson have anything for us today?
Nothing yet, I'm afraid. I've been pestering them about it on your behalf, don't worry. I won't let them worm their way out of your agreement.
You'll tell us as soon as they have something?
You have my word.
Thank you, Mrs. Hudson.
Of course, sweetie. Here. Get yourselves something hearty to eat.
But we couldn't possibly...
Yes, you can. Give a shout if it's not enough.
Thank you.
See you kids around.
Ugh, it's been a week.
Still nothing.
At least Mrs. Hudson's looking out for us. We've got a foot in the door.
Let's put her kindness to good use. How about some food?
We have enough for a pie and mash?
Oh, I love pie and mash.
Me too.
3, 4, 5 shillings. We can all have our own.
Yes!
Wiggins, you coming?
I'm not hungry. I'm gonna wait here.
Suit yourself.
Your landlady, fight your battles there, Sherlock. That does it. I'm going up there. Ugh!
Goodness.
Ugh! Come on, why does no one watch where they're...
Oh. Aren't you...
You're the bloke from the press conference.
I am.
Sorry for dropping your mathematics textbooks. You're a student at university, I take it?
No apologies necessary. My, that's observant of you. Would that I were young enough to be a student. No, I teach.
Oh.
I take it you were on your way to speak with Mr. Holmes again?
My friends and I work with him now. Sort of. We're just waiting for our first case.
So that did go in your favor. Congratulations. You made quite the case for yourself at the conference. You deserve it.
Oh, you saw that.
It was impressive discourse, Wiggins, I must say.
How do you know my name?
Well, I'm something of an admirer of Holmes myself. I've been following Dr. Watson's account since the beginning. I remember reading about you. Oh, I've just realized I've neglected to introduce myself. My students call me Mr. Pane, but you may call me Leon.
Wiggins. But you already knew that, I guess.
All the same, it's good to make your acquaintance. I best be off. Classes to teach and all that. I walk down this street on my way to the Senate House in Camden every day. So I suppose I'll see you here and there.
Yes, see you around.
If you ever need a grown-up's help, you know where to find me. Best of luck.
Who was that?
Some teacher. He was nice.
If he shook a street urchin's hand, he must be.
What do we do now, Wiggins?
I don't know. Keep waiting?
What do you think they're doing up there right now?
John, Miss Gideon is at the door.
Send her up.
Miss who?
Remember that stack of telegrams I've been insisting you go through this past week? Those are potential clients, our livelihood, in other terms.
Yes, you see, I try not to waste brain space on things that bore me.
Well, make some room. We have to interview them.
John, I told you not to bother me with this.
It's quite literally our job, Sherlock. Now sit up straight and be polite.
Mr. Holmes, my name is Isadora Gideon. I have a case that I'd like your help with.
Go on, then.
Right, well, I have this umbrella, you see, purple with a birchwood handle. I believe someone may have stolen it and replaced it with a similar but altogether different umbrella.
John?
Be polite.
Won't you tell me more, madam?
I had a fresh cherry pudding sitting in my windowsill. I turned around for nary a moment, and when I looked again, it vanished.
Vanished?
Well, that's right.
Do you have any dogs, by chance?
Oh.
My daughter has this porcelain doll. Pretty little thing in a violet dress. As God is my witness, last night I seen it move of its own accord.
What?
Fascinating.
I fear we may be dealing with a poltergeist, gentlemen.
That's not exactly our area of expertise.
We'll take it.
What?
Brandy is your drink of choice, yes?
How do you?
I can smell it on you. You were room-spinning drunk, fell and hit your head, as evidenced by the bruise on your left cheek.
Oh.
That'll be £6.
Mr. Holmes, I've been craving mince pie, something unnatural.
What exactly do you expect us to do about that?
Be polite, John.
It ain't normal, Mr. Holmes. I think I've been poisoned.
You're pregnant.
What?
Sherlock, elaborate.
I will not. Have fun telling your husband.
My upstairs neighbour
My
wants
brother-in-law replaced my mustache
mother's teeth
Unbelievable. Nothing but drivel.
Slamming the door right in her face wasn't very polite, John.
These cases are nothing.
The one about the chipped teacup was interesting in a funny sort of way.
But we can't keep turning the clients away. We need money.
I will not waste precious mental exertion on these prats.
Hold on. We did promise Wiggins' little band that they could offer their assistance from time to time.
What? Ah.
Think about it. Outsource the claptrap to the children.
Let them feel like they're helping whilst we take on the real cases.
Give them a small cut, then make rent. A mutually beneficial arrangement.
You are brilliant, Dr. Watson.
Someone around here has to be.
And this is the pocket where I keep the chemicals I nick from the Institute.
Whoa. I keep a bunch of wigs and costume pieces in my knapsack, but this is far more interesting. What are they? What do they do?
I have no clue. Sometimes I just mix them together to see what happens. Nearly blew up a shed last week.
Your plan's playing out brilliantly, Wiggins. This is quite productive.
It may not be exactly what we imagined, but it's something. Even if we have to wait a while.
I don't have time to wait. Each moment I waste here with you is a moment I could be free my mother.
And how exactly would you go about that if you weren't here with us?
I don't know, but I'd be doing something at least.
What happened to having foresight, eh? I thought you were supposed to be the brains.
I am, but right now we're placing a lot of trust in two grown-ups who clearly aren't taking us seriously. We could be waiting for weeks.
If that's what it takes to get Holmes and Watson behind us, shouldn't we wait then? Who else are you going to go to? Scotland Yard?
Certainly not.
Bit of a sore subject for Adelaide, that is.
Opal, that's enough.
They're the reason your mum's locked up in the first place, aren't they?
I said stop!
What do you mean?
I'm not talking about this with you.
Adelaide's mum managed Scotland Yard's expenses.
She did?
Opal, Ruby, I said I'm done talking about it.
There was some dodgy moving of money going on with some of the higher-ups in there. We think they pinned it on Adelaide's mum so they could keep their jobs.
Scotland Yard's not going to help. I only have Sherlock Holmes.
I understand.
No, you don't.
All right, then. Stop complaining and keep waiting like the rest of us.
I say, you lot.
Is that who I think it is?
It's Sherlock and Dr. Watson.
See, was that so hard?
I despise you.
And I can live with that.
You children are in luck. We've got a very important case for you.
A missing cat?
What a big fat waste of time.
It's something at least.
Why aren't Holmes and Watson here with us?
They don't got time to chase around stray cats, I suppose.
Exactly. You see what they're doing, don't you? They're using us.
I know. We'll just have to do our best to impress them. Now quiet down, this is it. Her name is Caroline Dabney. Wipe the dirt off your faces and smile.
Yes, can I help you?
Hello, ma'am. We're, associates of Holmes and Watson. Here to help you find your cat.
Ah, yes, of course. They told me to expect you lot. You're the Baker Street irregulars, I take it?
Glad to see that sticking.
Yes, ma'am. We're quite positive we can locate your missing feline post-haste.
You're overselling.
Quiet.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Do come in, please. I'm beside myself with worry about poor Rupert. He's an indoor cat, you see, so it doesn't make sense that he would suddenly run off and not come back.
What kind of cat is he?
Oh, an orange tabby, and quite a large one at that. Fluffy little thing, so precious you could just die.
What's this big bowl on the floor for?
Oh, that's his saucer. He gets his helping of cream twice a day.
You fill this whole thing with cream?
That I do.
He was living in the tale of Hansel and Gretel. Of course he ran away from the witch.
With all that cream, I doubt he could run it all.
Quiet, you two.
Everyone scour the place for clues. Where was the last place you saw him, Miss Caroline?
3 nights ago. He was curled up in his bed by the windowsill. Next morning, he was gone.
Come on, Cartwright. Put yourself in the character's shoes. If I were a cat, where would I go?
If I had the proper tools, I could lift samples of the oil from the cat's paw prints and track him down from there.
Do you have the tools for that, Baxter?
No.
Didn't think so.
Opal, Ruby, have you seen a cat anywhere while out and about?
We tend to follow people, not cats.
Hold on. Look here. On the outside of the window, near the cat's bed. You see that? Tiny little cat hairs stuck in the wood. Ma'am, do you tend to leave this window open?
No, I don't. But come to think of it, it was open a crack the morning Rupert went missing. Wasn't open entirely, but it was open.
Rupert opened the window?
Oh my goodness. He escaped.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
And look here, at his little bed. It's got scratch marks all over it.
You don't think he could have been abducted, do you, boy?
Well, that depends. Do you have any enemies?
Do you know of anyone who might have wanted Rupert for themselves?
Of course not. Rupert and I lead very simple lives. I tend to prefer his company over people. Except, of course, Mr. O'Reilly.
Mr. O'Reilly?
The harness maker. A lovely fellow. He made Rupert the most beautiful lace collar. It had a lovely silver bell attached, as well as a beautiful nameplate that shone so brightly. He made it out of a special metal, very strong. Oh dear, it starts with a C, chrome, chromide, coro. I can't quite remember.
Look! Under this chair here! I don't suppose this would be Rupert's bell, would it?
Don't touch it. Stand back.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Just as I suspected.
What?
There are fingerprints on the bell. Someone opened the window and grabbed Rupert.
Rupert got scared, so he tried to hold on to his bed, scratching it all over.
But whoever got a hold of him managed to pull him away and out the window. They must have ripped the bell off and tossed it back inside so that it wouldn't make noise.
Who would do such a thing to my poor Rupert? Oh, please tell me you can get him back.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
Hang on. Ruby, isn't that window pointing in the same direction as the fish market? That's right. Hey, I know what you're thinking. There's been a tale of cat nabbing fishes lately.
A large orange cat. Been a thorn in the fishmonger's sides.
Maybe whoever stole Rupert is using him to steal fish from the market.
Please go over and find him. I'll be in your debt.
It's all a part of the job, ma'am. Though, if you wouldn't mind relaying a few glowing words of support to our associates on Baker Street.
I'll make sure that they know you're the finest young detectives they could have ever sent in my direction. Just please find Rupert.
We'll have him returned before you know it, Miss Caroline.
Oh, the smell.
Oh, that comes from the trimethylamine oxide in the fish's bodies that is broken down into pure trimethylamine due to bacterial decomposition.
Oh, really?
I don't know, something like that.
Anyone see a cat anywhere? It's a proper crush round here. No wonder a fat cat like Rupert could get away with thievery.
Oh, I'll pose as a fisherman and ask one of the merchants.
No, hold on. Let me do the talking.
She's a brilliant swindler, she is.
How'd you do, good sir?
Haddock, cod, and mackerel. Take your pick.
Right down to business, I see. I like that.
You gonna buy something or not?
Very tempting, but my business concerns land mammals.
Not my speciality. Next!
No, wait. I don't suppose you've seen an orange tabby cat around here lately, have you? He's perfectly sweet. I've been trying to find him for days.
Is that blasted hellspawn yours?
The what?
That damn cat's been thieving my fish for the past 3 days. What? Did you train him to make off with my stock? I ought to have you arrested.
No, sir, you've got it all wrong. You see, I'm, a representative of the pound keepers. I'm just here to apprehend the cat so that he may, face justice.
Pound keeper? You're a trifle young.
I'm still in training. I'd appreciate your help. I'm very passionate about this career path.
I don't know where the damn thing has gone. I've seen him skulk down that alley over there from time to time, but I hardly have a chance to step away from my post, let alone chase some cat. Now go get him and stop holding up my line.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. See? No costume necessary. This way.
Oi, Ruby, look at this.
What? You nicked a fish, did you?
Sure did.
Why?
Felt like it.
Fair.
Any sign of him?
Nothing over here.
Over there!
Aw, Rupert.
Blimey, he's huge.
His collar's gone.
There's a scientific explanation for that as well.
What's that?
He's got so blatant fat it burst off.
Psst, 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 psst. Come here, Rupert. You want to go home to your mom?
He's running.
After him! Don't lose him. We'll corner him eventually.
Nearly got him.
Keep your voice down.
What? Who's that?
I don't know, but they're coming this way, and they don't sound friendly.
But Rupert!
Forget Rupert. Everyone hide.
Where? There's rubbish all over the place. The four of you get behind those planks of wood. Wiggins and I will hide behind these crates.
All the other informants got the piece without issue. The drop-off at Bickenhall Street seems to be the only one that went awry, but it's not because I ain't do my job. I done my part, I know I did.
Our employer made it clear that perfect, seamless execution of this operation is imperative.
I made sure no one saw me. Whatever went wrong on Bickenhall weren't my doing.
Wiggins, this sounds serious.
I know. This is real.
What difference does it make anyway? The bloody thing's so complicated it's nearly impossible to make out. No one would suspect anything.
That's not the point. The maestro is meticulous. He has his contingencies to account for your dimness, but if he senses things are being handled carelessly, he will weed us out.
The maestro? Hold on. What's that?
We found this in a barrel last week. Look here at the top.
Composed by the maestro. Is that who they're talking about?
This is the missing piece he's talking about. A real clue. Does Wiggins know about this?
No.
We have to tell him.
Why couldn't he have provided us with a simple list? We don't have all the big brains like him.
The more complex the key, the more difficult it is to trace.
Key. So it is a clue.
We need to get more intelligence on the matter.
Right you are. And I know just how to do it. This coat's perfect.
It's for a grown-up.
Exactly. I don't suppose you'd carry me on your shoulders?
Can he make another copy?
Likely. But the question is if he will. He likely doesn't want a whole slew of these things flapping about London if there doesn't have to be.
Walk to the left. I can't see. Just go left.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Hello there, governors. Fine day, ain't it?
Cartwright, what are you thinking?
They're going to get themselves killed.
What is this? What's happening?
Just taking a leisurely stroll, nothing more. You know, working at the factory is difficult.
I'm sure. Good day.
Speaking of work, who do you two work for?
Well, their lives are well spent, but nothing lasts forever.
Cartwright, stop this!
Hold on.
Why do you want to know?
Just making conversation.
Why do you keep wobbling around like that?
I got an infirmity in my legs, I do. It's called...
Rheumatism.
Rheumatism!
Really?
I don't know.
Why are you speaking to your stomach like that?
Just a wee bit hungry is all.
And why is it speaking back?
It's a bad case of rheumatism.
We have to do something.
Right, everyone find a piece of rubbish and throw on my signal.
Are you a copper?
Now! Everyone, leg it!
Children! Sorry, mate's gotta go.
Come on!
There were two of them?
Bigby, you idiot.
Come back here!
Think we lost them.
They wouldn't dare try anything on a busy street like this.
You know, all things considered, I'd say that went rather well.
What were you two thinking? They were talking about dodgy stuff. Real dodgy. They could have hurt you.
We had to interrogate them, Wiggins.
They were talking about Opal and Ruby's clue.
What clue?
Look at this.
What is it?
Some kind of sheet music.
Sonata via Malay. Movement 3, Opus 31, number 3?
Says it was written by the maestro. Whoever that is, they were involved with them.
Really? Enter, hunting knife, apron. What are these things listed in the measures?
Dunno.
Why didn't you tell us about this?
We didn't think it was important until now.
This is a real clue. A real one. Concerning a real case. We have to tell Sherlock.
Wait, rein it in, everyone. We're already on a case. Rupert's still out there, remember?
Is that?
Rupert's back! Where'd he come from?
You must have smelled the fish Opal snatched from the fishmonger. Yes, you did, you fat little kitty.
His collar's still missing.
Wrong with his nameplate.
Miss Caroline will be glad to have him. Hang on. Look here. On the second instrument line, 6th measure. Enter. Chromium nameplate.
Rupert is a part of the conspiracy.
We need to tell Sherlock and Dr. Watson.
But first, we need to take Rupert home. Oh, and congratulations, everyone.
For what?
For solving our first case!
All right, you lot. I suppose thanks are in order. You did commendable work.
Far more efficiently than expected, actually.
Does that mean we can help solve a real case now?
Steady on. You found a cat, not the Black Prince's ruby.
There's your cut. £2 ought to be agreeable.
More than agreeable.
I'm eating whelks and cockles tonight.
We'll be in contact when we have something else for you.
Wait, Mr. Holmes. There's something you need to know about.
What's that?
We found this in an alley off Bicknell. It's a clue.
It's a piece of music.
But look! No instruments are listed on the left side, and the items mentioned in the measures here.
This is hardly compelling, Wiggins. We have no reason to believe this is tied to criminal affairs.
But here, it says composed by the maestro.
It's likely an original from the Royal Opera House's composer, nothing of note.
We heard two dodgy-looking blokes talking about it in an alley near the fish market.
There's a real conspiracy afoot.
We don't care what you think you've heard. You're grasping at straws. And stay out of other people's business.
But the cat, Rupert, he had a nameplate before he was stolen. And when we found him, it was gone. If you look here...
Boys, sorry to interrupt.
It's all right, Mrs. Hudson. What is it?
Go on, then. And be nice.
Sherlock, Dr. Watson, do you have a moment?
Inspector Lestrade?
What are all these children doing here?
We're the Baker Street irregulars!
All right. Dr. Watson, I'm afraid I have to ask for your assistance at Scotland Yard.
Mine? Why?
But Sherlock!
Not now, Wiggins.
An officer has been killed inside Scotland Yard. We need you to inspect the body. We believe it was someone on the inside. Something strange is going on.
Thank you for joining Secret Handshake for the second episode of 221B, Adventures of the Baker Street Irregulars. This series was written and directed by Elliott Brotherhood. The voices featured in this episode include Stacy Madson as Mrs. Hudson, Silver Anderson as Adelaide Adelbert, Thatcher Jacobs as Wiggins, Josie Van Slyke as Opal, Zoah Hirano as Ruby, Leo Madson as Cartwright, Edward Owczarski as Baxter, Demetrios Troy as Leon Pane, Elliott Brotherhood as Dr. John Watson, Max Pink as Sherlock Holmes, Jayne Pink, Delaney Sterling, Joe Boersma, and Mikkel Knutson as Londoners, Abigail Wallace as Caroline, Joe Picchetti as Bigby, Rebecca Kent as Evelyn, and George Lorimer as Inspector Lestrade. Thank you for listening.